So this video is just a response to people's choices for their legacy projects that you put into the discussion where I asked you to post your choice for a legacy project topic. So a couple of things. One, not everyone has done that. So if you have not posted your proposed topic, please do so immediately so I can get back to you. A second thing on that is that some people are choosing topics that aren't going to work very well for the project. So I know that the instructions said to read this description here. There's also a video. I know the video is extremely long, and it's to help you, put your project together. So in it, though, it describes more specifically the different sections. And what worries me with some of the topics is that they don't have a large enough legacy, a big enough cultural impact to work for this project. And so I responded to those of you who I thought, you have a topic that doesn't have a big enough impact or a big enough legacy. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit more specifically in this video, so that for those of you who are like, I don't think this is going to work, you have a better idea. One, like I said, you can watch the video that's that describes the full legacy project. But just briefly, a couple of things. One, it has to have monsters in it, which is easy to do because monster can be almost anything. But the big thing is the scope, the size and scope of the legacy and the impact. So to think about Frankenstein as we've been going through it, and now that you are beginning to work with some of the, you're moving into the offspring section, so no longer the ancestors, but now you're going to be moving into the offspring of it. Frankenstein has had this enormous cultural impact. If you took a look at the Frankenworld website that I gave you a link to, and you look at all the things that we're going to be reading about, and as you're reading a cultural history, you're seeing that in there as well, that it has had this enormous impact on culture. And it has this huge legacy of what it's inspired. Now, what you're choosing doesn't have to be as big as Frankenstein, but it should be similar. So some things that work well always would be fairy tales. If you do choose a fairy tale, though, and I did have to put this on some of yours, make sure that you are working with the original fairy tale. The whole idea is that the legacy piece is the original piece. So you can't use a Disney film as your legacy piece. You have to use the original fairy tale as a legacy piece, or whatever it is you're working with. So fairy tales tend to work well. Just because they have been around for a very long time, they've had many different iterations, transmediations. People refer to them. People refer to taking the bite out of the poison apple. People refer to the kiss to wake up your true love. This whole idea of the Cinderella story of someone going from rags to riches. There are so many references. Little Red Riding Hood, all sorts of things. But another thing is, so for something more modern, if you want to think, okay, well, what's more modern that's had a large cultural impact? That's, simple. Star Wars, Harry Potter, huge, right? Game of Thrones has had a huge cultural impact, though I would have to say Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin was very influenced by J.R.R. Tolkien. But there again, so Lord of the Rings could be, as long as you go to the original books, these are the types of things that have had huge cultural impacts. That's what you want to be looking at. What has inspired other stories? What has, and you want to think merchandise, you want to think how many people actually know about it. If you are going to say to somebody, what do you know about Star Wars? And they say, I've never heard of Star Wars. Okay, almost nobody has never heard of Star Wars. My mom, who's not a huge movie person, she knows who it is, okay? Not who, but what it is. So if you choose something and someone's like, yeah, I've never heard of it, I know nothing about it, then there's a really good chance that this is not a good topic, okay? So what I want you to do is, if I responded to your topic choice and I said, okay, this may not work, or I cautioned you on anything, what I would like you to do is email me back with whatever it is you're going to choose to do. If you're going to choose, like some of you, I responded and said, this is not going to work. And if I said this really isn't going to work, then please email me back. Don't post it, but email me. That way we can have a conversation via email, which is a lot easier than checking the discussion board. So then please email me with maybe a couple of ideas for new topics, and we'll figure out something. If I posted on responded to your discussion post that I'm cautioning you, like, well, this might be a really big project, or I'm not sure if this is going to work, but it might, or you're going to have to really look at XYZ. So any kind of cautionary response, then please get back to me and let me know if you're choosing to continue with that topic, then what is your plan to make it work? And if you're choosing to not continue with the topic, what topics you might be wanting to switch it to, okay? But any response to what I've posted, please email me. I will get back to that so much faster, and I just want to make sure you have a topic ready to go, like you know what your topic's going to be, so you can start working on it, just because the summer goes so fast and I want you to have time to get this done. And as I said, if you have not already posted, which you should have posted by now, then please post and also email me to let me know you've posted, because I'm probably not going to go back in and check that discussion post for a couple of days. So if you want to get a hold of me right away, one, post it so that you have your post officially up there, but two, email me and say, hey, I posted my topic. Okay, great. If you have questions, please let me know.